Hi, guys. Welcome back to Broken Journey, the podcast. I am your host, Elba Rivera. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. In today's episode, we will be discussing breaking free from a victim mentality. What is it? How to recognize it, and more importantly, how to break free from it. So, guys, sit back, relax, and let's step into this week's episode. All right, guys, what is a victim mentality? The definition is a victim mentality is when someone consistently sees themselves as a victim of circumstances, believing that life is happening to them and not for them. It's not about denying pain or hard experiences. It's about staying stuck in that mentality. Here are some common phrases that people with victim mentality use. Nothing ever works out for me. Why does this always happen to me? No one supports me. It's showing up in your relationship, it's showing up at work, it's showing up with your health, it's showing up even in parenting, right? So let's take a look at an example from a career perspective. Let's say I didn't get the promotion again. My boss just doesn't like me. This may be true in some cases. However, sometimes it can be the person avoiding growth feedback or accountability. So let's say you drop the ball on a project that was due today. Instead of taking responsibility for not completing it, you say, "Oh, I was waiting on someone to give me back something that I needed." Now, did you ever follow up with that person? Did you give that person a deadline when you needed that stuff that you were waiting for? Like, let's say a report? Did you tell them, hey, I need this by such and such time so that way you can complete your report? So, those are some of the things that you need to think about when you are holding yourself accountable for things that is your responsibility. And then let's look at a relationship example. Um, I always attract toxic people. I guess I'm just unlucky in love. Maybe we are ignoring red flags or patterns that may be associated with our childhood, right? And here's an example of a childhood pattern. And that can be looking for acceptance from your parents, from friends, or a red flag is knowing that this person is treating you wrong. However, you feel like no one is going to love you like this person will. And it can also be a person taking advantage and knowing that you are what is this word that I want to say? You have a low self esteem, right? And when you have a low self esteem, what happens is a person who has more power will overpower you mentally, right? And so that is kind of like one of the red flags when it comes to um you know the victim mentality, right? They will do that and keep you thinking that no one is going to love you like they love you, right? Okay. And then, another example is I can't lose weight because I'm too busy and no one helps me. Giving away your power over decision is a bad idea, right? I've always said that you can control three things in your life: the way you act, the way you react, and the way that you respond. We have to look within ourselves and know that we can do anything within legal limit because we don't want to do something that it's illegal. We want to make sure that it's all legal, not illegal. But anyway, guys, seriously, you have control over what you do, and you have to remember that it's about the way that you are responding to things, the way that you are acting? Are you taking the time to lose the weight? Are you taking the time to go exercise? You don't need 2 hours to be in the gym, or you don't even need a gym membership. Nowadays, there are so many exercises that are out there in YouTube. It is amazing, amazing. And so it's about carving out time for yourself. So, why do we stay in a victim mentality? It can feel safe, no responsibilities, no risk. Sometimes we get attention, sympathy, or support this way. Trauma can make this mindset hard to shake, and that's valid. But staying stuck doesn't help us heal either, right? But here's the truth: healing requires accountability and choices. So, how to shift out of this mentality? Be aware of what you are saying. Notice your language. Is it defeat or is it empowered? So, I'm going to give you some examples of languages of defeat and empowered, right? I'm broke because I was never taught how to save. That may be true, right? Because I know I wasn't taught how to save. However, here is the empowerment. What financial choices can I learn about and change that today? Here's another defeat. I don't have time to work out because I have kids and a full-time job. Um, Here is an empowerment. Where can I carve out 10 minutes a day for me? Because you're doing this for yourself, you're doing this for your health, right? And I'm over here talking and stuff like that. And sometimes I don't even do it myself. I'm not a morning person. I'm definitely not a morning person. But I do take some time to stretch in between my days. It may not be the whole hour that I want. It may not be, I'm losing 20 pounds in the next 2 months, but I'm doing it at a slow pace, enough for me to make sure that I am eating properly, to make sure that I'm putting more protein in my body, and just watching what I'm eating, so that way I'm not overly indulging in food. Okay, here's another defeat. My past trauma is the reason I'm stuck. Here's an empowered language. How can I set boundaries, communicate clearly, and heal old patterns? Because old patterns will continue to arise, and you have to remember to change your mindset, change how you are thinking, change what you are saying. So, here are some changes to some questions. You're going to go from why me to what can I learn from this? Or you're going to go from no one helps me to how can I ask for support clearly? This is another thing. You can't beat around the bush about what you want. If you need help, you have to say, hey, would you like to come with me on Tuesdays and Thursdays to go walking? You have to be clear with that other person who you would like support from, right? Or you can say, hey, I need an accountability partner. Can you work with me so that, we can hold each other accountable, or you can hold me accountable? Let's set up a time, during the week that you and I can talk and what I plan to do for the week. So that way, at the end of the week, we can discuss it and I can tell you what I accomplished and what I didn't accomplish. And then sometimes things happen, right? Life is lifing. So when life is lifing, sometimes you can't get to certain things, and that's okay. But you doing that every single week, saying, "Oh, life was happening, life was lifing, I I couldn't do this." That's an excuse. That is you staying in a victim mentality because you don't want to change. So let's see. How can we reclaim our power, right? Do some affirmations. I choose how I respond. I am not my past. I am my potential. I am my future. I am going places. I am doing. things, right? Take small actions every day and reflect on your personal responsibilities. Reflect on accountability. Being accountable is to yourself is very important. Very important. And I'm not a licensed coach. I'm not a licensed therapist. I'm just telling you certain things about what I've done to help me through a lot of my life situations, right? I have never, and thank God I'm going to knock on wood, I have never had that victim mentality. However, I have seen myself in a situation where I'm saying, you know, what am I doing wrong? Kind of putting myself down in a way, right? And so I learned to think about certain words that I am using to better my mentality. And other things that you can do, like I said, I'm not a licensed coach. I'm not a licensed therapist. Sometimes we need these people to help us dig deeper, and that is okay. There is nothing wrong with going to a therapist. That does not mean that you are crazy. That does not mean that you have a disability. Some people do, but not everybody does. And that is okay for you to go and see someone to help you talk through things that maybe because you're in that circle, you don't see it. But someone who is outside, who doesn't really know you, can identify some of these things. And doing that, you can actually get out of that rabbit hole, right? So consult a therapist or a life coach that can help you through these things and these challenges, right? Another thing that I have felt that has helped me is a gratitude journal, right? Writing what you're grateful for um, every single day. And if you can't do it every day, do it once a week, do it twice a week, do it 3 times a week, right? Writing down 3 things that you are grateful for. And it can't be the same thing, okay? Every single day. Or every time you write gratitude, your gratitude, it cannot be the same, right? Like, for instance, let's say today I say, you know what? I'm grateful that I have a car that I can drive that'll take me to my doctor's appointments, right? Tomorrow I can say, I'm grateful I have my job, my car because I'm able to go down the street. Now, you already said you were grateful for your car, right? So now you have to say, you know what? I'm grateful that I have a house where I can sleep. I have a bed where I can lay my head at, or I have friends that are there for me. These are some of the things that, we take for granted. The fact that you can see, the fact that you can see is a benefit. There are so many people out there who are living with blindness, and they wish that they can see the beauty out there. And there are some people who were blinded later on in life, who were able to see all these beautiful things, and then now they can't, right? Okay, moving forward. And then you can write one action that'll help you move forward as well, besides your, gratitude, right? And then, guys, there is nothing wrong with asking for help. Asking for help if you need, again, get an accountability partner. Get someone who you know who is very good at keeping themselves accountable. Someone who is um who does it all the time, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Asking for help, just make sure that you are clear about what you're asking for, right? You can't beat around the bush. Like I said earlier, you have to tell them exactly what you want. So, guys, let's make sure that we turn off the switch of the victim mentality, and let's empower ourselves to do better and make sure that we are not staying stuck. We are not powerless, guys. One step at a time. right? And make sure that you hold yourself accountable for your actions. And remember, think about the way that you act, think about the way that you react, and think about the way that you respond. Okay, guys, so in closing, you are not stuck and you are not powerless. You have the power to make the changes that you want to see in your life, right? Every day is a new day to make a change and get your power back. You can do this one step at a time. Guys, if this episode has spoken to you, share it with someone who needs a reminder too. Don't forget to hold yourself accountable for your actions. Don't forget to get an accountability partner. And guys, always remember that you are not stuck because you are not a tree. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so grateful that you took the time to listen to Broken Journey, the podcast. I will see you on the next episode of Broken Journey, the podcast. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Broken Journey, the podcast. Thanks again. I will see you on the next episode. Bye, guys.